We know that there is a good percentage of parts and service customers out there who will choose quality, security, trust, professionalism over a cheaper price if, over the phone, we are able to convey that feeling and then place them in a position to make that choice. To bring them in, for most of us, however, it means winging it in those conversations. We say, look, when I get on the phone with a caller, I just take it as it comes. I try to answer their questions, and if they want to do business with me, I set up an appointment for them or sell them a part. Sometimes we ask our coworkers, well, what do you say when the caller says type questions? But the point is that we want to be ourselves, and at the same time, we want to say the right things to the caller. Now, when you think about it on the phone, there's only a handful of things that callers are going to say to you. So what we're saying is that since we know that, then let's organize the main words that we need to say and the responses to the typical concerns that the caller has onto a structured dialogue guide. These structured word tracks have two components. The first is to build trust and confidence. The second includes a specially designed question that allows you to lead the caller to the next step. There are 6 good reasons, most of them psychological, as to why this strategy of having structured word tracks on a dialogue or a script guide has proven effective at helping set more appointments or selling more parts. Let's look at them. Number 1, most customers are looking for leadership. Callers want information that will help them make a better, more informed decision. And as a component of that decision, they think that it would be good if they could find someone to talk to that they liked, knew what they were doing, and could provide some direction. A parts or service professional with the right word tracks can provide customers with the leadership they subconsciously want. Number 2, structured dialogue lets you be you. You know, some of us might object to using structured dialogue. Why? Because they think that it all sounds canned. And the truth is that something sounds canned for 2 reasons. The words are bad, or the person using even good words is not practiced enough in their delivery. The fact is that good quality, structured dialogue is a tool to which top people apply their personality. And in the beginning, of course, any form of structured dialogue is uncomfortable. But after some practice, you can put your spin on it. You can begin to internalize the words. It becomes a part of your style. Number 3, structured dialogue keeps you in the leadership role. This is particularly true in shorter conversations on the phone, like ours. In this brief period of time, there is no room for a verbal error. The first impression you create on the phone sets the stage for the rest of the relationship. You must make the right statement and ask the right question at the right time. In fact, here's an interesting case in point. The normal pause in human conversation is about 1¼ seconds. Now, here's the catch. In those 1.25 seconds, the parts or service professional must formulate the best possible response. He or she must arrange it so that it's easily understandable and not confusing. Now, of course, we can do these steps to some degree, but the words that come out may still not be the best words for the caller to hear. It's much easier to follow some structure, and within that structure, have the best possible words already there. This strategy is a shortcut for improving your trustworthiness and professionalism in the mind's eye of the caller. Winging it is just too much work. Number 4, structured dialogue is flexible. Don't fall into the trap of thinking that structured dialogue has to be delivered in a specific order all at once without regard to how the caller reacts. Now, that'd make about as much sense as getting a black belt in karate by learning dozens of blocks, kicks, punches in a specific order, and then in a fight for your life, trying to use all your blocks, kicks, and punches in the same order that you'll learn them without regard to what your opponent did. Of course, that'd be ridiculous. It'd also be hazardous to your health. Obviously, you'd have a better chance of survival by responding to your opponent's moves with the appropriate technique at the appropriate time. A structured conversation guide is precisely the same. It's a group of responses learned verbatim that can be delivered in any order depending on how the caller reacts. Number 5, good word tracks create the feeling of natural conversation. Great word tracks flow naturally into a conversation, particularly short conversations. Good word tracks just let you go with the flow of the conversation and allow you to make the most important points in a brief period of time. Natural communications comes from feeling like you and the caller are on the same page. Now, here's what I mean. For you, if you just wing it on the phone, your words and the decisions you ask a caller to make are very logical. It's just business to you. On the other hand, the customer internalizes what you say on an emotional level. Communications can break down for no good reason. To you, the $1,300 you just said could be the cost of the repair. It's no big deal. It's just another RO to you. To the caller, it wrecks their week. Great word tracks allow you to be businesslike, but at the same time create the best possible impact on the mind and heart of the customer. Something else that can happen is that we use industry terms that we're completely familiar with, which with our callers say, well, what did you say? Natural conversation collapses. Number 6, good word tracks keep you focused. In phone conversations, it's easy to get off track and for the conversation to go off on some tangent. The point is that these word tracks help keep you on task and concentrating on the job at hand. Just a quick note here. Whether you're great on the phone and a little weak in person, or great in person and a little weak on the phone, these word tracks will help you build confidence in your communications. In summary, in the big leagues where the stakes are high, nobody shoots from the hip. By using this script guide, you will have more enthusiasm and confidence about answering the phone. During your weekly private practice sessions, you'll learn that you can still have your own personality and at the same time use a structured conversation guide that allows you to lead the relationship. We'll see you next lesson.